And, I get so sick and tired, and I'm not being racial here, but I'm just going to preach just a minute. I get sick and tired of white boys all the time wanting to go to downtown Chattanooga and try to pattern their life out of how they're living downtown. Black boys with their breeches hanging off, and white boys want their breeches hanging off, and the hat turned sideways. They want to turn their hat sideways. It makes me sick to pull up to a red light and see a white boy in a little lowered car with one of those trash can mufflers on it and the boom box in it, and they're goosenecking in there. And I want to jump out and open the door and say, you're not black, you're white, and straighten up. I'm just simply saying that God made a difference in us. And I was born again by a man of God that preached some things to me. And when I got saved, I did go back there, but when I came back to church, I moved up to the front row and I said, man of God, preach to me. I love preaching. So I got saved one day. Chapter 5 here, I like it because it helps us to understand the reason why we do what we do. We are ambassadors. We represent Jesus Christ. What does that mean? It means to act as a representative. Mr. Webster said, representing the power and dignity of his sovereign. It means when Paul said we are ambassadors for Christ, it means we are coming in his name. We're coming to church representing him. You're showing up at work. You're coming in his name. And when you come in his name, you're coming with full power from him.
No. He's not being racist, y'all. Don't. I know y'all already typed in the comments that he's racist. He's not being racist. The only thing he's saying is that as ambassadors to Jesus, that you have to be in the cultural norms of modern day white people. That if you are acting what we call black, the cultural blackness, then you are in the back seat. You in the back, because he now moved to the front because he's acting in the cultural norms of white people. And of course, Jesus was a Caucasian man of the modern era. So therefore, if you're acting outside of the caucasity of the modern era, you're not being a good representation of Jesus, because you're an ambassador to Jesus. And you want to save the white boys from this iniquity of conforming to the cultural norms that you find in many of the young black men and women walking around, because they are supposed to be in the back seat, in the back of the pews. They're not in the front seat. He's not being racist. He's saying and letting you know that, God made us different. And in that difference, he made the white race better ambassadors for Christ than he made the black race or the Asian race or any race. But he's specifically talking about the black race up there in Tennessee. That's what you're supposed to be. This melting pot of America, that we're supposed to melt into the caucasity of this Tennessee man's mindset, that's the real place that you're supposed to be in to follow Jesus. That's why you're not supposed to be mixing races and black boys marrying white girls and white girls marrying these black men. We ain't supposed to do that. And these black women marrying these white men and these white men marrying these black women. We ain't supposed to be doing all that. We ain't supposed to do that. No, we ain't supposed to do it. That's not being a good ambassador to Jesus and representing this Jesus. This Jesus who, according to your book, went and sat down and broke bread with the prostitutes and the uneducated and those who were deemed the lower caste in their society. See, he wants to bring back that caste system where you were born into a caste and you're supposed to stay there. Don't be like Jesus and go and deal with people who that the other Pharisees and Sadducees found reprehensible. You're supposed to be upstanding. Wear your toga right. Don't wear your toga with your shoulder off, or have the band on the color band on your toga on the right side when it's supposed to be on the left side, or the left side when it's supposed to be on the right side. No, don't do that. Don't wear long hair. You know, wear short hair, even though it tells you don't clip off your hair. The ends of your hair on the side not supposed to be clipped off, nor your beard. Don't do that. I mean, he's lacking in the hair part, but you ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to be an ambassador to the Jesus that they've created, the Jesus that Rome created. You're supposed to represent all that is good and pure and holy in all its whiteness. So he's not being racist, y'all. Don't call him a racist. Don't call him a racist. He's being true to the Bible, because the Bible is about segregation. The Bible is about saying that one group of people are better than another group of people. In Deuteronomy, you know, he said, hey, you can go and genocide all the Amorites. We don't mind you genociding them. Genocide the Canaanites. We don't mind you genociding them. But you know, the Ammonites and the Gadites, don't touch them, because I made a promise to them. The Midianites, don't kill them. I made a promise to them, because they come from Lot and his incestuous relationships with his daughter, the Ammonites and the Midianites. But as far as anybody else, genocide them motherfuckers, because they are not along the bloodline. They different. They're different. This is why Esau was hated by God, because he went off and married that Hittite woman. He married that Hittite woman. Can't be marrying that Hittite woman. That Hittite woman ain't one of ours. You know, went off and married somebody else, even though you stayed home and took care of your parents. Even though your brother lied to you twice, stole your birthright, stole your, gave you a hot meal. I hate him. Even though he forgave his brother and welcomed him home. No. That lying ass Jacob, that's who we need to follow. We need to follow that one. You know, the line of David that stole a man's wife, who was taking a bath on the rooftop, as she should be able to do without having to worry about the king looking at her nakedness and saying, I want a piece of that. And only killed her husband because he messed around and got her pregnant. No, don't follow that. Don't follow that. And the baby died because the baby was, not because he had an affair, but because the baby was born of the affair. So we ain't going to punish David for it. No, we're going to punish the baby. That's what we supposed to be following, y'all. Stop following. No, don't follow these black people. No, they're an atrocity to the Bible. They were punished through the curse of Ham down to his son Canaan, because Ham couldn't have been punished. So Canaan had to be punished. And all his descendants are to be servants. That's what this man believed in. All the descendants are supposed to be servants to the other two generations of Japheth and Shem. So all that slavery is good stuff. That's good stuff. Because that's what the Bible said. And those are foreign nations. You can make them into slaves in perpetuity and pass them down as property to your sons. That's Leviticus 25. Supposed to follow that. All them rules. All that. Supposed to follow it. So you can preserve your ambassadorship to Christ. And all you slaves, be good to your master. Be good to your master, whether they're cruel or they're good. Because that's being a good ambassador and knowing your place in the back seat. So, hey, don't call this man racist. No. Call this man a Christian. Y'all have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.